Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum. Welcome to Stomp the Idiot. I am the huge one, Dave Coco from CocoSports.com or KOCOSports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. And Stump the Idiot is basically me answering questions. Me, the idiot, answering your questions. And this week, earlier this week, I went to a river and recorded a bunch of short videos. So if you have some Stump the Idiot questions, please leave them down. And I hope to rock a bunch of them. I have 5 in the can and hopefully do that. Here's a pretty big topic, so we're going to do it in podcast format. It came from the MMA Voice, and other people have suggested it. Down in the comments below, we broke down the new the WWE roster. I was supposed to do it on Wrestling Rantin' show. So there's also a link down in doobly-doo for that. Check out our boy Wrestling Rantin'. And I was supposed to do it on his show, breakdown. But, you know, should you push, bury, fire, retired, NXT, whatever. What would you do with the roster per breakdown? And Wrestling Rantin' did it, link in the doobly-doo. We did it with the American a la carte and Rob. That's also linked down in doobly-doo WWE. And we had a bunch of suggestions. MMA Voice was the loudest voice of them that we break down New Japan. And maybe we'll do this for Lucha Underground. Maybe we'll do it for TNA and other feds too. All right, so let's break this down. Here we go. Just what would I do? The scenario is, hey, you're in charge. You're going to push them, bury them, fire them. What are you going to do with the future of it? And we'll start breaking it down. I think it's pretty simple. I think I over-explained it. Let's break down the roster. Thank you, MMA Voice. I'm going to be doing New Japan reviews hopefully soon. I just been really busy with real life, and I apologize. And there was a lot of titles that switched hands in the past week. So let's go through the list of champions and former champions as of this week. AJ Styles is still the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I would just keep him where he's at. When AJ Styles first won the title, his first title run, I was really pissed off. I just thought they got a random fucking white guy to replace Prince Devitt. And basically, AJ Styles' title run was Prince Devitt's title run. I think AJ Styles is a talented wrestler, one of the most talented wrestlers in the world. And I had the honor of watching him wrestle in a garage, starting his career out, and then see him at Wrestle Kingdom 9. It's just amazing to see someone's journey. So when he first won the title, I was like, that's bullshit, dude. That's not your title. Bullet Club isn't yours. You're just taking Prince Devitt's spot. That's it. You are, well, what's below a prince? I don't know. I was going to say princess, but that would probably insult a bunch of people. I don't know. You're like just the last second thrown together. You're like, well, yeah, it's still the prince. So Prince Devitt would be like the highest prince, the oldest son, and then here comes AJ Styles being like, yeah, I'm going to take over for my brother for no reason at all. Royalty's stupid. Anyway, AJ Styles, I was really bitter at. I was just like, fuck you. It's not your fucking title, you fucking piece of shit. You were just handed it. And it's funny because AJ Styles became what he hated in TNA. But his second title run, I think he really earned it. He had a bunch of 5-star matches built up to it. And it felt like, no, this ain't Prince Devitt's title run. This is my title run. And I think right now he deserves to be on top. Hopefully, he has some great feuds coming up. And hopefully more title defenses. New Japan is very famous of trying to get everyone on the roster, but it's got ridiculous now. It's like, all right, a 9-on-9 match, a 12-on-12 match, a 32-on-32 match, and it just, I don't know, once you start doing that shit so often, the matches are completely fucking meaningless. And it's not like they do have teams, but it's not like Dragon Gate where they keep score and all that. It gets all crazy. It just seems to be such throwaway matches. So AJ Styles, I'd keep him where he's at. I think we'll get to Okada. Nakamura was the IC champ. He's the most overselling for an individual selling the most merchandise. I know Bullet Club sells a bunch of merchandise, but it's a team. If you're going off merchandise and popularity, Nakamura should be feuding with the Bullet Club and AJ Styles. Nakamura lost his title this week to Goto. I'm really mad that Okada lost, and I still am. You know, New Japan fans are like, well, look at this, look at this, look at that. Yeah. I don't defend a company. I defend an idea. And even if Okada's storyline is amazing and he goes off to win the title, all that, well, then that means Wrestle Kingdom fucking 9 meant nothing. It meant nothing. It absolutely meant nothing. And if that's the case, then why have big events? You know, we could argue about this all day, but I think Nakamura is the most over pro wrestler right now in New Japan. People absolutely love him. The Western culture, American audience is getting into him. He's got himself a character. You know, I have so many kids. I collect kids like Pokemon, but I have so many kids, and that's all they talk about is Nakamura. So he's very over. I was really shocked that he lost the IC title, but I'm hoping maybe that means he's headed up for IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Possibility. I mean, if you want to get people excited, and, you know, people all the time in pro wrestling talk about the money, even though at least these two guys can actually wrestle. If you're going to talk about money, you talk about these two guys, Nakamura and AJ Styles. So I'm hoping that since he lost the IC title, which I think hurts the IC title a lot because you had the debate of which title was bigger, especially considering that bullshit they did at Wrestle Kingdom with fucking Tanahashi. Not this Wrestle Kingdom, a past Wrestle Kingdom where they voted for the main event. But I've been to wrestling bars, and I've not met one pro wrest fan yet. I live in Japan. I go to pro wrest bars. Not met one fan that has ever voted for that Wrestle Kingdom main event. No, they're just like, oh, they said we voted, and I guess we did. Did you vote? No. Did I vote? No. Did you? No. Anyone in this bar vote? Anyone in this stadium? Who voted New Japan? Who voted for this shit? So I hope now that Nakamura lost that he gets pushed to the moon. I honestly think he should be a main eventer. Him and AJ Styles should be for it. Goto, my opinion on him, I was happy for where it was, but now that he beat Nakamura, I was like, whoa, what? I don't know. I just held the IC chip to a high standard. I don't know if Goto was the right guy for it. I think he's a great wrestler, but New Japan's roster is so amazing. He shouldn't be the second-tier champion. It's weird. It's kind of like, I respect him. I think he's a great wrestler. Should he be the second highest champion in the company? No, without a doubt. And it's so funny because if Goto didn't beat Nakamura this week, I probably would have said push. So AJ Styles stay where we're at. Nakamura push to the moon. Goto, a week ago, you would have been on the push list, but too bad. You overachieved so fast this week. Then you have Ishii, who was the never overweight champ, but this week got beat by Maccabi. I love Maccabi. I love the never openweight championship. I think that's perfect to where he's at. And Ishii, I think, is perfect. I love the never open championship. It means something. It has its own style. And what a lot of fans don't understand, because, you know, they're like, oh, how do you rebuild the IC title? How do you rebuild the X Division title? The IC championship and the never open championship are really new. Do you know how New Japan built up these titles? Do you know how New Japan has 8,000 fucking titles and New Japan fans love every fucking single one of them? I know it's going to sound crazy. TNA, Dixie, Vince, WWE, write this down. The titles are important. That's it. All right. Problem solved. Just rebuilt the X Division. Just rebuilt the Intercontinental U.S. Championship. There you go. Giving myself a Barry Horowitz. Dixie, please send... that's not fair. We got to throw Vince in there. Dixie, Vince, Triple H, please send your care packages to Coco's house, Tokyo, Japan. I just solved all your fucking problems. That's why the never open title means something to fans. That's why the IC championship means something to fans. These belts are not... They don't have a long history. They're here. Holy shit, they're important. Why are they important? Because New Japan makes them important. I'm a little heartbroken about Ishii, but we'll see how he comes back. I think Ishii is one of the best fighters ever. He just has a unique look, and by unique look, he's fucking like a short, fucking muscular troll, but I think he's absolutely awesome. But I think Maccabi is the right choice. And not only that, but he's also a celebrity outside. And the junior heavyweight champion. All right, I'm all positive. You know, I was a little negative on AJ. a little negative on Gata, and you got to remember I'm a big New Japan fan, so I'm probably gonna be like, oh, push, fire, keep the same. This is the first negative guy. Kenny Omega is your junior heavyweight champion. I'd fire him. Fire him. 5 seconds. He would be the first person I'd fire. He makes fucking Ken Anderson look like a success. He makes fucking Tim Tebow look like a success. I was never more excited. I watched Kenny Omega wrestle in fucking flea markets, wrestle thing, and he's an amazing pro wrestler. This is the biggest fucking bust ever. He's 99% of the time on the worst match in New Japan. He's a really bad Scott Hall. And not even a really bad, because you also have Cody Hall, but we'll get to him. He's not only even a really bad Scott Hall, like, oh, you stole his gimmick. He's a bad Scott Hall where, like, if you invited him to a kid's birthday party and say, here's your favorite wrestler, Scott Hall, the kids would be like, no, he fucking sucks. Kenny Omega cannot play Scott Hall in fucking a kid's birthday party. I love Kenny Omega, and it would break my heart. But out of all the people we've listed on the roster so far, he's cut. He's just absolutely cut. I've never, ever been more disappointed. And it's not even heel heat. It's just fucking embarrassment. Because heel heat means I hate him. I don't hate Kenny Omega. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I shit my pants in pure joy when Kenny Omega signs. Was I let down that he joined Bullet Club? Yeah, because the Bullet Club shouldn't be the KKK. And on top of that, just the character, the wrestling, just no. Whoever gave you advice is horrible. But it's just sad because he's going to make money. He's going to sell the merchandise. But if I was in charge, and is he selling the merchandise? He's part of Bullet Club, the most popular t-shirt around the world right now, in my opinion. People that don't even fucking watch New Japan wear Bullet Club shit. I would cut him. He would be the first champion. I would have him lose right away to someone and be like, yeah, fucking, we love you, Kenny Omega, but no. This is the worst fucking idea ever, and it just gets worse and worse. It's actually painfully embarrassing. And, you could be like, oh, well, that's fucking heat. No, it's not. Not when someone goes, I love Kenny Omega. Oh, my God, don't watch him now. That's not heat. That's fucking embarrassment. Let's just stop, Kenny Omega. Next, you got the IWGP tag team titles. Michael Bennett and Matt Tarver. Taven, sorry about that. I don't give a shit. They give Ring of Honor guys way too much. They give NWA guys way too much. I believe New Japan is the bigger company out of all the ones they affiliate with, and I think they give way too much. I hate the fucking storyline. Oh, I'm in love with Maria. Listen, I throw TNA under the bus. I throw WWE under the bus. I'm going to have to throw New Japan under the bus. When something is more valuable than the title, the storyline is fucking horrible. The fact that fucking, oh, we won the titles because he fell in love with Maria is fucking complete garbage. I don't know if I'd cut him. I'd just send him back home. Be like, thanks for coming. Yeah, we're good. We got it. You're a Ring of Honor guy. I mean, yeah, if this was pro wrestling, Noah, all right, you have something. If this was 0-1, okay, maybe. If this was anything but New Japan, New Japan's at way too high of a level to be dealing with this bullshit. But, they have to work with Ring of Honor and just the New Japan style. We'll break down the New Japan Ring of Honor card in the future. New Japan is going to give up way too much. They're going to give up way, way too much. All right, next, former champs on this list, RPG Vice. They lost to the Young Bucks. Roppongi Vice, I thought was awesome. I was over. I watched the ROH pay-per-view, and they're like, oh, it's going to be Roppongi Vice. I'm like, that's so awesome. Miami Vice, Roppongi, it's fucking great. And then I told I guess outside of Japan wrestling fans, I'm like, Roppongi Vice, get it? That's so funny. It's so fucking great. And they're like, no, I don't get it. What the fuck's Roppongi Vice? Like, it's like Miami Vice, but Roppongi. What's Roppongi? Oh, you don't get it. I feel like the fish from American Dad. They're like, oh, you just have to understand. And then I go to my Japanese friends, I'm like, oh, Roppongi Vice. I'm like, yeah, I get Roppongi. What's with the Vice? Oh, it's this 80s TV shit. All right. all right, Roppongi Vice is the awesomest idea in the world for me. No one else in the world fucking seems to be getting this over with. And I thought they got the titles way too fucking fast. They came out to no fucking pop whatsoever. And then they beat the Young Bucks, and they were like, oh, all right, I guess we're just going to pass the junior tag team championships around. Who wants it? Who wants it? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, fuck it, dude. Let's just throw fucking titles around. Yeah, at least Nakamura had a long title run. AJ Styles had a respectable title run. The Maccabee Ishii thing makes sense. Omega, go fuck yourself. But the tag team belts are, I don't know, they're just passed around too much. Like, I was a Roppongi Vice fan. I was like, yeah, fucking Roppongi. Did they beat the Young Bucks already? Already. Already. Dude, what the fuck? I don't fucking get New Japan booking sometimes. It's like they have two different bookers. They're like, all right, you are the most talented guy in the world. Build up forever. We're never giving you the title. Oh my God, you're on WWE TV. Here's the bell. Here you go. Da-da-da. Well, no one fucking knows what the fuck the inside fucking joke is. No one gets the fucking gimmick name. No one's cheering. No one gives a shit. Take the belt. You've been on WWE television. Well, obviously they thought it was a huge mistake because I doubt they fucking want to pass the belts around as much as that. But it's right now. This is a crazy time to break down the roster because right now they are passing these belts around like fucking candy. Fucking Candy, my fucking first girlfriend in elementary school who grew up to be a whore. I don't know if she grew up to be a whore. She just broke my heart. So, you know, I'm going to say she grew up to be a whore. But anyway, so yeah, fucking the Roppongi Vice. I just thought they were giving the titles too fast. Besides that, build them up, build the tag team division, and hopefully they can rebuild themselves. I actually think it hurt them. They won the titles, and then they lose the titles. I'm like, all right, well, you've been on top. Now what are we going to fucking do with you? Maybe it was in Beretta's contract. Like, I have to touch gold because one time I fucking made an asshole of myself on national television. Okay, that seems fair. Next, the Young Bucks. I think they're the best tag team in the world right now. I used to not be a Young Bucks fan. I used to be like, what the fuck? But I just fell in love with them through time. And I think they're the hottest tag team in the world right now. And I have no idea why they lost. The Young Bucks, if they kept the titles, junior tag champs, it would mean something. But no, they lost it and got it back, and who fucking knows? Maybe they'll lose it again. So there you go. Next, the Bullet Club. I just wish the Bullet Club was a lot smaller. I really do. When it was 3 or 4 men, it was pretty awesome. But now, you know, Jeff Jarrett's in it, for Christ's sake. And I know it's only a one-time show, but you can't forgive that. I love Jeff Jarrett, and I like the Bullet Club. But I describe the Bullet Club as this. The Bullet Club is this. It's that awesome band that you absolutely love, and then they become famous, sell out, and everyone loves them. And they're like, don't you still love them? I'm like, no, I liked it better when they were Mookie Blaylock. Fuck you guys, I'm going home. So Bullet Club, super famous worldwide, selling a ton of merchandise. Let's break down who there's in it. Bad Luck Chair, which we nicknamed. I don't know, I think maybe Bad Luck Fail or Bad Luck Fale, or however the fuck he pronounces it. Maybe we should give him his name back. I think I've been pretty hard on Bad Luck Chair. And why I've been bad, you know, he's one of the original members of the Bullet Club. He was basically Prince Devitt's chair. And I think he's the worst wrestler on the New Japan roster. But with that said, he had one hell of a match against Okada. You know, he crushed Okada's face, poor guy. And, you know, it was an exciting match, and I never thought it. So, you know, I don't think I would cut him, but I would definitely be like, dude, you're really the worst wrestler on the roster. By far. By far. And a lot of WWE fans in the comments were like, oh, but Bad Luck Fail isn't as bad as the Kane and the Big Show. And yeah, you have a point. He's not as bad as a lot of the WWE wrestlers. He's just the worst on the New Japan roster, in my opinion. Next, you have Cody Hall. It's it's Kenny Omega's son. You have Cody Hall. I see a lot of potential in him, and I think the young boy Bullet Club gimmick is perfect. I think he's perfect where he's at. Don't push him too hard. Don't expose his weaknesses. But as far as where Cody Hall is, I see a lot of potential. There's a lot of sloppiness. He's not the best wrestler, but I think he's in the most perfect position for his career. And he can just keep improving. He's around some of the best wrestlers in the world. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. Doc Gallows, I don't know. I just see how much he was getting paid. I mean, his wife is hot. Oh, that's a factor. He's a decent WWE style wrestler in New Japan. I don't know if I would cut him. I'd just be like, listen, dude, I don't really give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about you. Now, Carl Anderson, that's something completely different. He's one of the original members of the Bullet Club. A lot of people that have been watching New Japan for a real long time thought he was going to win one of these tournaments, one of these, New Japan tournaments, and maybe the New Japan Cup. We thought he'd win something. We even thought maybe possibly, these are just what we thought as fans, maybe possibly leaving the Bullet Club, kicking AJ Styles out. People argue and debate who's the leader. Is it Anderson or is it AJ? I think he's absolutely amazing wrestler. Stop this fucking storyline right now. I love Maria. No. I think he's a great wrestler, and it would be awesome to see. Maybe possibly a WWE run. He wrestles a WWE style, but I don't know if he's fucking sexy enough for Vince to masturbate to. But I think he's a great wrestler. He's great where he's at. I think he's an amazing talent. With that said, worst fucking storyline in years. I think it's almost got to the point where Carl Anderson and the Bullet Club's like, hey, we can do whatever we want. And we're like, look, we got fucking Kenny Omega. He's the most embarrassing. And Carl Anderson's like, no, Kenny, I got this shit. I will out-embarrass you. I'm going to love a woman more than I love the tag team titles. And no, New Japan, you do a great job of making the title seem like something. Stop this fucking storyline now. Now. Just fucking stop. Tama Tonga, I would push him a little bit. I think he's a lot more talented just to be instead of a background member. So that's it. I want to see more of him. When I see him, he impresses me, but it always seems like he's a background character in the Bullet Club, so I'd actually push him. Takahashi, you might as well just call him Token from South Park. That's what he is. All right, we got it. He's the one black guy that joined the KKK. I don't know. He's completely average, and he has a chick that the cameraman basically makes softcore porn with. I don't know. I just stay where you're at. Good luck. The Young Bucks, I think, should have never lost the junior tag champs and should just be pushed to the moon. Really interesting. Now, I love Team Chaos more than Bullet Club, and you got what's his face, Nakamura, which we already talked about, which I think we should push him to the moon. You have Okada, which I still stand by my fucking crying and bitching and complaining. He should have won at Wrestle Kingdom 9. You made the title seem worthless. It's just Okada has always been bad booking, and I know his manager, best friend, tag team partner is in a creative team, and they feel obligated, but no, that was Okada's moment. And none of that, but then you just give this belt back to AJ, then you go on Axis and tell the world that these are the best wrestlers. Oh, by the way, one just lost to a fat marathon runner, and this one lost to fucking the worst wrestler on the roster. It's just horrible, horrible booking. Last year at Ring of Honor, Okada was booked horrible. The fans had to fucking bitch and complain. It's just... I think Okada is the best wrestler in the world. I think that Nakamura is the most over wrestler in the world, and they're both part of Chaos. And I don't know. I feel bad because when it comes down to Wrestle Kingdom 10, I don't see Okada being in a decent match. I don't. And even if they do, he doesn't deserve it. Okada moment was Wrestle Kingdom 9. What the fuck? He's going to beat AJ Styles? I don't know. I'm just not very happy with the booking of Okada. I think he's the best wrestler in the world. I think you messed him up. I think that, more wrestlers are getting more over than him. And to me, just heartbreaking. I would push Okada, but I think the timing's all off. Like, if I took over today, I'd just be like, yeah, you're fucked. What do you want to do? You're the most talented wrestler in the world. You're young as fuck, and you fucked up. You fucked up. Some New Japan fans will blindly defend New Japan. I'm not blindly defending a fucking company. That's Coco Sports guarantees we're never blindly defending a company. Now, we might have guests and hosts that blindly defend companies. I will not. I think New Japan's the best wrestling company in the world, but they fuck up. You have to fucking call them out on it. Okada is the most fucked up booking that I've ever fucking seen of a young athlete. And maybe it's because, oh, my manager's the booking team, so I can't get what I fucking deserve. Bullshit. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. And not only that, but what happens when Wrestle Kingdom 10 comes around? Wrestle Kingdom is, in my humble opinion, especially being a New Japan fan, it's the best wrestling event in the world. It's the most important wrestling event in the world to me. You can be like WrestleMania. No, WrestleMania is good, but not in my eyes. To me, I'm a New Japan Wrestle Kingdom guy. Like, if you said, yeah, you get tickets to Wrestle Kingdom or WrestleMania, and everything was traveled, because I live in Tokyo, so that's not fair. But like, everything was covered: travel, hotel, expenses, and it cost me absolutely nothing. And I can only choose one event. I would choose Wrestle Kingdom. But this Wrestle Kingdom 10, what the fuck are you gonna do? What the fuck? Wrestle Kingdom 9. Wrestle Kingdom's 9 main event fucking not only damaged Okada, not only damaged New Japan, not only damaged the title, not only damaged your fucking image, it ruined what Wrestle Kingdom is. Doesn't matter. Okada wins the title. Okada gets on top. Wrestle Kingdom isn't important anymore. You might as well say Wrestle Kingdom, road to the next fucking New Japan World pay-per-view. All right, next you have Sakuraba. And it's so funny because, like, Sakuraba's in a weird place. Sakuraba is an MMA legend, a fighting legend, an absolute true fucking warrior. And newer fans have no idea the wars and the battles this motherfucker has gone through. Even Dana White was like, yeah, fucking, he would have been the greatest fighter of all time in the UFC too if they just protected him. Sakuraba fought with no weight classes. His body is falling apart, but he's still loved and fucking respected. He's loved and respected like 10 minutes from my house while I'm doing this podcast right now. There's just a small store of Sakuraba shit. Not New Japan shit. You just go to the store and be like, okay, cool. It's a small store, but still, nothing but Sakuraba. He's a complete fucking legend and absolutely amazing, but I don't know if the world knows how great he is. I was really worried for Jim Ross and Jeff Jarrett's English broadcast with Stryker, Global Force, I apologize, I forget the name, but Global Force's thing. I was surprised that he got such positive reviews. I really was, because it's a different style. It's the MMA stiff style, and a lot of guys can't pull that off, and a lot of Western culture fans don't enjoy it. They just fucking don't enjoy it. And to me, it's just fucking, I don't know. I love Sakuraba. I think he's the greatest fucking warrior of all time, but I worry what other people think of him, just because if they don't know the history, because he's not the best of pro wrestlers. Yeah, fucking Yano. Yano, it's all right. Yeah, when it comes to Yano, he's really funny. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with Yano. I really do. I love Yano to death. I think he's the funniest motherfucker in the world until he beats someone. Then I fucking hate him. I have a fucking, like, I have a weird relationship with Yano. I think he's the greatest fucking human being alive. He makes me laugh. He's, to me, like, if you've never been to Japan, Yano, to me, would describe a Japanese type sense of humor with the facial expressions, because the humor here is a little different, as an outsider speaking. But Yano, is the definition of Japanese comedy, and I find him to be fucking hilarious, and I love Yano. Every time Yano wins, I fucking despise him. I'm like, that fat fucker beat Tanahashi? What the fuck, you fucking piece of shit. So I'm like an ex-girlfriend of Yano. When Yano loses, I'm like, that's my homeboy. Fucking Yano, yeah. Yano wins, I'm like, you fucking fat piece of shit. So even though I do love Yano, I would never fire Yano, never. But I would just never let him win. He would never fucking win a match ever again. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on Yano. So I would definitely keep him on the roster. I wouldn't fire him, but I would fucking push him to the moon. Sakuraba, I would just protect. Okada, I'd push. And then you have Yoshihashi. He's kind of like he's the, who's it? Tamatonga. He's the Tamatonga of Chaos, where I want to see more of him. He just kind of like hangs out in the background. He's like, hey guys, I'm on Chaos. All right, cool. So I'd push him, but I would push him like slowly. I wouldn't push him along fast. I wouldn't give him a super push. I'm just like, all right, let's give him some more time. Let's give him some more matches. Maybe Yoshihashi Tonga feud. Oh, there we go. All right. And Suzuki Gun, you have Suzuki, who the Japanese audience absolutely loves. He's on the cover of a magazine, I think, this month, where he's like the man that's making pro wrestling fun again. And people absolutely love him. I'm not that high on him. It's one of those, hey, other people like him, so I'd keep him in the same spot. But at the same time, I'm not that high on him. Davey Boy Smith, Lance Archer, Shelton Benjamin, three foreigners that are part of this group. Davey Boy Smith, Lance Archer, congratulations for not being fucking, hey, I'm white, I'm in WWE, put me in Bullet Club. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. But people have fucking forgotten about you, man. They just forgotten about you. Archer is a lot better wrestler than a lot of American federations give him credit for. Davey Boy Smith can hold his own. It's a very WWE style. But yeah, I'm just congratulations on not joining the Bullet Club. But with that said, no one fucking remembers you. No one. You're just fucking easily forgotten about. I would love to see him maybe go for a title run, a push, maybe break him up. I don't know. I think they're stuck. I don't think I would push fire and all that shit. I think I'd repackage them or figure something out. Because it just seems like they're stuck at just being white guys that ain't in the Bullet Club. Like, oh, you're white guys not in the Bullet Club. All right, we fucking forgot about you. So, Shelton X Benjamin, I think, is one of the greatest athletes of all time, and I would push him. I'd push him to the moon. I have no idea why any company doesn't push him to the moon. The only thing I got is either the whole world is fucking racist against Shelton Benjamin. Like, I don't fucking like Benjamins at all. Fuck you. How dare you? Either that or he goes in the back and he's like, I never want to win. I never want to live up to my full potential. So I have no idea. But I would push Shelton Benjamin to the moon. I have no idea why this guy isn't a star. It blows my fucking mind. It just does. Then you have Taka. I just keep him where he's at. Tachi, I don't really like this team. I just probably keep everyone where they're at. And now we go to some other guys. Captain New Japan. I just keep him as a jobber. I wouldn't cut him. I just keep him as a jobber. I'd probably get him away. Tanahashi. Tanahashi's hard because he has the John Cena thing going for him where he's given everything and people get mad, but at the same time he's so talented and he's just so old. And I think a lot of people are mad at him because he beat Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 9 and was kind of a fucking dick. And he's like, ain't you supposed to be a face? And all right, whatever. But I don't know. The ladies still love him. I think maybe he should be the guy at the IC title. Maybe the way, I hate to steal an idea from WWE, but maybe the way that WWE books John Cena with the US title, maybe that's how he should be with the IC title. Remember, he main evented a Wrestle Kingdom with the IC title for the vote that I've never met anyone that voted on it. So I don't know. Tanahashi's in a weird place because he's so talented, but for the roster, he's getting older. So I would actually love to see Tanahashi join Team Chaos. I know that would be a shock and people would fucking poop their pants. But then you have Sakuraba, Okada, Tanahashi, Yano, Nakamura all go against the Bullet Club. And then you have actual real good team feeling. Because like all the time people are like, I love Bullet Club, I love New Japan. I'm like, I'm a Team Chaos guy. And they're like, who's that? And I'm like, so I would love to see Tanahashi join up with Team Chaos and take on Bullet Club. I think that'd be absolutely amazing, and I think there would be tons of merchandise in it. And then you have a fan base that wants to see Okada and Tanahashi battle it out forever, and then you have a fan base that's like, fuck, man, Okada versus Tanahashi again? What the fuck is this shit? So with them teaming up, it's kind of like those two audiences for that feud would be like, wow, this is something completely different. Tanahashi, Okada putting away their feud to feud with the Bullet Club. That's what I would do, so hopefully. Kojima, I'd push a little bit. Shibata's weird. Like, when it came to the G1, going into the G1, New Japan put so much effort into promoting this guy. He was on all the free television. He was winning. He was on the talk shows. He looked like he was going to win the G1. Everyone, like, oh, I guess his G1's his this year. Then, like, he didn't win the G1, and they're like, fuck it. We don't fucking care about you. We don't. It's weird because he's so talented. He has fans. And, yeah, if you lived in Japan, you could have seen how much they promoted him to the G1. Everyone and their mother thought he was going to win. It was just, that's how hard of a push he got. And then after the G1, they're just like, you're talented, but, we're just going to keep you in the middle. I push him just because people absolutely love him. Same thing with Ibushi, absolutely amazing. I'd push him to the moon. Maybe get some of these guys, because right now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-ish, 5-ish teams. It's not like as locked in stone as Dragon Gate teams are. And Dragon Gate teams are like, oh, this guy goes here, this guy goes there, and they really show the team effort. Here it's kind of like Bullet Club and other guys. Well, build up Team Chaos. Build up Team Chaos, and then just have, and if you don't even call it Team Chaos, call it Team New Japan, whatever, but have the best New Japan wrestlers against the Bullet Club, and then have a kind of a feud there. I think that would be very entertaining. But Ibushi I would push to the moon. Naito was kind of weird. It's kind of in a weird spot. Just going down the list of athletes. Naito's in a weird spot because he's such a great wrestler, and he was supposed to main event Wrestle Kingdom, and that's the year they just made up, the vote bullshit. And he's never won at Wrestle Kingdom. I learned that from Jim Ross. I would have never noticed that. And he's an amazing wrestler, and people love him. But as soon as he's in the main event, they're like, he's not fucking worthy. He's just not fucking worthy. He's not. And it's so weird because the Ibushis, the Natos, the Shibutas, they have something in common where everyone thinks they're amazing, and then they go to AJ Styles, Okada, and Tanahashi's level. They're like, they're not that good. They're not that good at all. And to me, it's just a tough spot to be in, especially for him. All right. Yoshitatsu's injured. Hopefully he comes back. Nagata, Nagata's really famous. I hope he has one last run, and maybe even the title. Everywhere he goes, on the talk shows, on the game shows, he's like, I'm going to be the oldest IWGP champ ever. And I hope he gets it. I hope it's a short title run. If you're going to, hot shot a title, it would be cool to have it hot shot with him. So hopefully he gets that. Juniors, Liger's just old. Liger is very old, and that's his spot. Same thing with Tiger Mask. They have their spot. They're going to sell merchandise. People are going to talk about it. They also have access to Ultimo Dragon now. Just sell the merch and have them on in the early cards. They are not the athletes they used to be, but people still love them. They would be perfect for your 87-man versus 87-man matches. So there you go. Alex Shelley and the Time Splitters, I think, should be pushed. I would love to see them. It seems like they kind of broke them up a little bit. Not like split up, but just to go on the singles thing. And I'd love to see Alex Shelley be pushed more. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. I don't know. Yeah, I would like to see Alex Shelley get pushed more. And then you got the Young Lions. I think all three Young Lions are in the right spot. Let them improve. A lot of people are very interested in Jay White's progression, so a lot of people keep an eye on him. So there you go. Basically, just broke down the New Japan roster. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it wasn't too bland. And boom, there we go. Oh, we got some comments. I wasn't expecting comments. Really appreciate that. 5 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. I'm sorry to let you down, Mr. Thumbs Down guy. Boom, 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 ba-da. I just noticed that Tanahashi's been in all Wrestle Kingdom main events. What the fuck? It sucks that Okada didn't have his moment at Wrestle Kingdom 9. That's from MMA Voice, the guy who came up with the question. And yeah, oh no, I definitely agree with you. It's bullshit. It's beyond bullshit. All right. Boom, boom, boom. We're waiting for these comments. Loading. I probably should have loaded it, but I am a moron. All right. Hey guys, what's up? You guys good? Yeah, I'm good. There's only me today. I went solo on this bad boy. Here is my question, Dave. What's your 10 favorite matches ever, all promotions? All right, I'll do that. That is going into the Stump the Idiot archive, and I'm going to try to get to all of them. MMA Voice, I got through yours, and I also did a bunch of single videos that I'm not going to be doing live, that I did it on camera. Hopefully you guys don't bust my balls about how ugly I am. But yeah, I'll put it there. All time, 10 favorite matches of all time promotions. All right, sounds interesting. I'll do it. Lennox Wooderson, I think AJ is IW champ because he never loses in Ring of Honor, so that's a guaranteed win for New Japan guy, kind of. A little bit, but New Japan fans and Japanese fans are getting smart. You know, because I bitched that New Japan guys looked like shit, and Boom Boom goes, you know, and he stumped me, stumped the idiot. He goes, yeah, but, you know, it was 50-50. Yeah, but let's look at Asians versus, you know, just actual Japanese wrestlers. It wasn't 50-50 at all. Yeah, I think it's bullshit. I don't know. Do you think ROH put the tag titles on the Addiction so they could job to New Japan guys and possibly lose the titles? Who from New Japan should beat them for the ROH tag titles? What do you think of Saban joining the Addiction? As far as the Addiction, I'm actually huge fans of them. Saban, I'm a big fan. I'm glad that they're getting their shot. Christopher Daniels is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, to be honest. And I'm happy that he won the ROH titles. I would love to see the Young Bucks beat him. I just think the Young Bucks should have everything. That's just me. The Time Splitters would be nice, having Time Splitters beat them. So yeah, I guess that would be it. So yeah. MMA Voice says, hey, thanks for making the topic. No problem. Do you think AJ Styles is better than Devitt? No. I love AJ Styles. I've been watching him, you know, since NWA Wildside, IPW, NWA Florida. I saw his feud with Scoot Andrews and Christopher Daniels on the Indies. I'm a huge AJ Styles fan. No, he's not better than Devitt. Not even close. Do you think Ibushi will actually become IWGP Heavyweight Champ? I don't know. He's really over and has a good story. I'm going to say no, but I wouldn't be shocked because they're passing around fucking belts like candy now. So, yeah, I got to come up with something else than candy. But, yeah, I wouldn't bet on it. If I was in charge, I wouldn't make him champ. And if I was a gambling man, you know, born and raised in Atlantic City, New Jersey, no one gambles there. But if I was a gambling man, I would have put money on it. But it wouldn't shock me. Who should beat Bryan and Cena for their titles? Well, Bryan, fucking injuries are going to beat him for that title. Let's see. John Cena. I don't think John Cena. To be honest with you, just have John Cena keep the title forever. if he keeps the title forever, know what it is? I would have John Cena keep the title forever and stop having him wrestle people on the roster. I would have him do the Kurt Angle thing. Have John Cena have the champ and then go around doing the Rocky not a Rocky, but the Apollo Creed / Kurt Angle thing. And go from city to city just beating the fuck out of indie guys. Because, with the U.S. title, he's not in the main event, allegedly. And the second thing is that, yeah, he's fighting mid-carders and he's helping them out by destroying them. Well, Cena, why don't you go a step farther and help out local indie guys? The U.S. title could be against local competitors all fucking day. I don't know. I just keep the title on John Cena forever and fucking handpick his opponent so he doesn't ruin fucking young talent. Daniel Bryan, I don't know. Maybe give it to Neville. It seems like Neville is in Daniel Bryan's spot anyway for everything. They have it. So, who needs more of a push? Ambrose, Ryback, or Bray Wyatt? Ambrose. He sells the most merchandise. He's the most over. Dean Ambrose. He's the best wrestler. Everyone likes him. Ryback, you can easily rebuild him. And Bray Wyatt, I think, is a lost cause. So I think Ambrose needs to push more just because, if you are about selling merchandise and all that matters in business and the game isn't rigged, WWE, then Ambrose should be on top right now. He sold the most merchandise. All you John Cena WWE defenders said, oh, well, he sells the most merchandise. If you sell the most merchandise, all right, CM Punk sold the most merchandise, he turned heel. Ambrose sold the most merchandise, and he never won a fucking pay-per-view match for fucking months. So, no, it's not about selling merchandise. It's about being the chosen one. My pick is Ambrose. Do you think Neville will take a back seat when Balor, Owens, Zayn, and Itami come to WWE? I hope not. Right now, with Vince McMahon in charge, they're like, let's just have one good, small pro wrestler. It's like, there, internet fans, look, Daniel Bryan's hurt, now we have Neville. And he's going to wait till Neville gets hurt. And that would be nice to have more than one great wrestler that the internet can hold on to, that real pro wrestling fans can hold on to. So hopefully, they don't take back seats and they all slowly but surely become big stars. But it's WWE, and I don't think that's going to happen. I imagine Finn Balor is the one that's going to shine the most. I think Owens, Zayn, Kenta, and Neville, I think, are just going to be in the back seat towards Finn Balor. Because Finn Balor is absolutely amazing. He looks amazing, and I know that sounds crazy because what does looks matter? Looks do matter when you're Vince McMahon, and he's from Ireland. He's a good-looking guy from Ireland. Vince McMahon has probably fucking made a sex doll of him already. Lennox Wooderson, what do you think is the best world and tag team champions right now? I think the best tag team, period, is the Young Bucks. I think they're entertaining. I think they're funny. They're fucking enjoyable. I'm trying to think. I don't even know who the fuck. And then that's crazy without the stats in front of me. Like, who's the WWE tag team champs right now? New Day? No. Who's the TNA tag champs? Jeff Hardy with a broken leg? That's a curse. No. Ring of Honor? You have the Addiction. They're pretty goddamn good. I'm going to say the Young Bucks. I don't even think it's even that close. I don't even think it's like the Young Bucks and other people. So, yeah. Best world. Oh, and world champ? That's a lot tougher. Right now, it's a good time to be a world champion. It really is. There isn't many bad world champions. Who do I think the best world champ is? Man, I don't know, because Seth Rollins, I think, is an amazing wrestler and is playing an amazing character. I hate the fact that he overdoes it against Randy Orton. But besides that, I think he's great. You have AJ Styles, Ricochet, a.k.a. Prince Puma, Kurt Angle. Now, Kurt Angle's booking is absolutely horrible, and TNA superfans go, you don't understand the storyline. Say Homicide, he fucking worked him so they could beat him up, so they could soften him up for MVP. When is MVP going to fight him? Well, he's ranked number 3 right now, and he might fight him in fucking 6 months. So you soften someone up for a 6-month fucking later match? No. And then you have Eric Young, I don't want the fucking title. So yeah, right now is a good time to be world champion. Now, being a number 1 contender in TNA is fucking sadly pathetic, but yeah. Malik Douglas, why did you get 2 dislikes? Wow, that happens. People just fucking expect something else. I don't know. I'm not exactly the best guy on YouTube. Maybe New Japan's not their thing. Maybe I insulted. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? A lot of times the dislike. Like, I wish there was a thing where, like, if you voted, like, a thumbs down or a thumbs up, that you would be like, hey, this is why. I find it interesting. I would find it interesting. But maybe people are like, you fucking suck. Oh, I thought this was going to be the thing. Let's see. I just noticed that Tanahashi been in Wrestle Kingdom. Okay, we read that. If you were to create, all right, let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Malik Douglas. I just noticed. All right, what? All right, this is out of order. I apologize. Lennox Wooderson. If you were to create a Survivor Series match of the best in wrestling today, who would you choose? My heels: AJ Styles, Adam Cole, Cage, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson. My faces: Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan, Sexy Star, Prince Puma, Nakamura. I guess Survivor Series match, I'd just stick with New Japan. I'd make a really awesome Bullet Club and really awesome New Japan guys, and then that's it. Like, I'd have Okada, Tanahashi, Nakamura, a team like that, and then have them against the Bullet Club guys. So I think it has a great story. I think it's a possibility. Carlos, are you going to break down TNA and Lucha Underground too? Dave? Yeah, I plan on it. I plan on doing it. Player dies. I'm never the guy to cry sexism. Well, that's good. But for as much shit WWE gets for the women's division, even though it's well-deserved, I feel like New Japan gets a pass for its blatant of shoving up camera up Maria's ass. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's nice, but still creepy. Yeah, that's Player dies. Thank you. Welcome back, brother. That's a great point, and it's a really big thing because, like, sexism is a big topic, especially in Western culture and even in Japan. And it's weird because, like, I try to be who I am, and most feminists think I'm sexist, but most people in Japan are like, "Oh, you're a feminist." It's a weird situation. I think it's more of a Japan thing than a New Japan thing. It's a lot harder to be a woman in Japan than probably most first world countries. It really is, and they will show their bodies off, and they will have the cameras up, and they'll push the envelope and all that. And I guess it just depends on where you sit on the envelope, if you like it or don't like it. A lot of younger fans don't like stuff like that just because nowadays, stuff like that. But it's weird because older fans do. And I don't know, it's a really big topic that I don't think I have an answer for, because sexism and racism is the same thing, where, no, it's not the same thing, but it's judged kind of the same way, where different people have different minds. Some people are like, no, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can do that. And it's really weird. It's really weird because in Japan, they'll shove the camera right up there. It's completely different. The women will have roles that are completely different. And a lot of people get mad at New Japan because there's not a women's division. But the New Japan's defense is like, well, there's women's companies. If you want to see women's wrestling, there's, Stardom. Go watch fucking Stardom. And it's kind of a weird attitude to have. Because Japanese, in my opinion, Japanese females are some of the best wrestlers in the world, and people don't watch it or care and all that. So it's weird. It's a weird situation. But they definitely make love to those women with cameras. And some people are for it, some people ain't. And it's just weird because also it's in Japan, it's not weird to fucking, like, here's an example. You go to 7-Eleven, there's porn. It's just not, porn is not frowned upon. It's just not. It's a really different culture. It's weird because, like, everyday women are like, I don't want to show my breast. I don't want to do this. But, you'll see guys hanging out at the porn stack at 7-Eleven reading porn. Like, oh, what are you going to do? So it's a different culture. And that's why I worry about when it gets bigger and bigger in America. Because right now America is going through this thing where, just, I don't know. I don't live in America. That's your fucking cup of tea. But yeah, it's a weird situation, but I understand why it's completely different. And I guess, yeah, if you're gonna knock something on New Japan and that's one of your things, yeah, like if you like women's wrestling and you think women should be treated like athletes, and that's one of the flaws. New Japan really doesn't do that. But you also have Stardom and all that, where the girls bust their ass and do amazing things. So it's a weird situation. But great comment, sir. And welcome back. Haven't seen you in forever. Carlos Saldana says, "Am I the only one who thinks Dean Ambrose and Helico look alike? Like a lot? LOL. I don't know. I guess. Yeah. I guess maybe they're brothers. I have no idea. I've never made the connection, but now I'll go look and find out. All I know about Dean Ambrose and looks goes, like if I was a woman or a gay man, I would be like, oh, Finn Balor, Randy Orton, those are attractive people. But then you go on Tumblr where there's tons of female wrestling fans on Tumblr, and they absolutely love Dean Ambrose. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what makes an attractive man. So, yeah. But boom, there you go. All right, let's see. I'm going to go through the comments, and I'm going to wrap this bad boy up. Bam. Boom, ba-dum-bum. More questions about doing this for TNA. Yeah, I'll do it for TNA. But the thing is, doing TNA reviews kind of sucks. I might start Angel at K1LLAK1 N9 on Twitter retweeted us, and Head Cheese retweeted us too at BLU_Rey Mysterio. Oh, and he's in our fantasy wrestling league. So there you go. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you for the retweets. Yes, I'll try to do it for TNA. TNA fans, you're very small, but you're very local. So yeah, I'll do one for TNA. TNA fans sometimes make me angry though, because like they force you to be positive. You're like, what do you mean you didn't like it? I fucking hope you get fucking, and you're just like, all right. And then, like, they want you to review the show, right? They're like, review TNA, review TNA, review TNA. Like, okay, I'll review TNA. I thought this was good. I thought this was bad. How can you think that was bad? You don't want TNA reviews. You want TNA, yay, everything is great. And it's just like, all right, that's not what I do. Carlos Saldana, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Slammiversary 2015. It was officially announced by TNA. How would you book the card according to how everyone has been booked in TNA on a 6 or 7 match card? That's a great question. That might take me too long, so I am putting it there. How close is Slammiversary 2015? Because it depends on the time. Because if there's a lot of time between Slammiversary 2015 and now, let's see. Slammiversary 2015, June 9th. Oh, it's close. Yeah. I was hoping for an EC3 versus Kurt Angle main event. I just think storyline-wise, promo-wise, that would be amazing. But I think it's way too soon for that. I pretty much. All right, I'll put it in the. I'll put it in the book. I'll put it. It's in the book. I'll answer it. I'll try to answer it within a reasonable time. But, you know, the storylines don't give it time. But to me, I think the money feud is EC3 versus Kurt Angle. I think very highly of those two guys. And I'm refreshing. All right. So please like, comment, subscribe. We also did a Floyd Mayweather fight recap thing, and I plan on doing content a little different because I'm just a little burnt out on how we do content. So I'm going to try to change up how we do content and do a little more Stump the Idiots. Like I said, I already got 5 in the can, so I'll start spreading them out. And also check out cocosports.net. And we're also working on a secret project that we hope to launch one day. And I think that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's see. Player dies. Yo, Dave, don't go on Tumblr. It's just too weird. Yeah, player dies. I try to go on Tumblr because it's a top 5 social media, place. But I go there and I just feel old and I don't get it. I'm like, am I supposed to tumble a random photo? I'm too old for Tumblr. And it is a very weird place. But they love Dean Ambrose. But thanks for the heads up, player dies. And Helico is what WWE wishes Ambrose looked like. They could be twins, though, and that's from Lennox Waterson. Yeah. Carlos says, so Dolph Ziggler is really the best thing along with Pac going on the main roster, but it seems like he's either going to get a really, really big push or he's on the last few months with the company. If he leaves, where would he go wrestle at? What finisher would you like to use? Or would he just move away from wrestling and do acting and comedy? Dolph Ziggler? I would love... I think Dolph Ziggler is probably the best wrestler on the WWE roster. I do. I think right now, it goes through times. Like, I think one time it was Kurt Angle, and one time it was CM Punk. Being the best wrestler on the roster is really hard. And right now, I think he's the best wrestler on the roster. I think he's the total package. I just don't think WWE likes him. I mean, maybe they're working us, brother, but, when you work us so much and it's not an entertaining product, and not only that, but it's also your career. I mean, what do you go to Dolph Ziggler? We're working him, brother. You're not in the main event. You're not going to sell merchandise. We're not going to give you a raise, but we're working the fans. You're on board, right, Dolph? All right. I don't know. I could see Dolph headed to New Japan. Wherever Dolph goes, I think would help the roster tremendously. And I don't know. I honestly think he'll just be stuck in WWE and be stuck where he's at right now forever. I mean, unless he grows a spine and takes a chance. But the thing is, Albert Del Rio and other wrestlers have come out and be like, the pay sucks. You can actually make more money leaving WWE. And I think that's where it could change. The fact that there's more options and you can make more money elsewhere. Because that's what WWE really needs. WWE needs a competitor where athletes have a choice. And you'd be like, oh, TNA. But not many people choose TNA over WWE. And even that, they have their problems too. But if you can go and you can work Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, AAA, Lucha Underground, New Japan, and be passed around with maybe B or C level companies, and you can make more money and be free, and why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do that? But the thing is, just like WWE fans that blindly defend WWE, you got to think the employees are just as worse. Have you ever gone to a job and maybe you like it, but there's that one guy that fucking despises the job but never quits? I imagine that's a majority of WWE wrestlers. I just imagine that's it. Like, oh man, I don't know if I could ever leave. That's why when someone leaves on their own without burning bridges, it's a big step. It really is. But yeah, I would just keep Dolph Ziggler the same exact person and just put him on a different roster. To me, if Dolph Ziggler goes to TNA, Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, New Japan, any of those companies automatically becomes 10 times interesting in my eyes as a fan. And that's it. So I'm hoping to cover more alternatives, just because I don't know. I'm just WWE is beating me down to a pulp, and it's just like there's so much great wrestling. We should talk about it. All right, so please like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna refresh one more time to try to get some last second comments, and then I think I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up. Preach it about TNA fans. They give me so much shit too. Fans for their preferred product, but they can't critique their own product. Yeah, that's really, really big now. It's weird because, like, I grew. I'm older than most people on YouTube. I don't know if that's something. It's not something to be proud of. But a critic was always an asshole. A critic gave your honest opinion, feedback. The critic had their idea of what wrestling should be and like what they should do to improve it. Nowadays, people just want to hear positivity, and people want to be loyal to companies, not loyal to ideas. And it's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. It's just, I don't get it. I don't understand pro wrestling fans, and that's not fair. That's picking on pro wrestling fans. I don't understand social media and critiques nowadays. I think that the world is so shitty that everyone needs everything to be positive, and I don't think it should be that way. It should be a post show. It should be, you should critique it. You said what I like, what I shouldn't like. There should be a conversation. And it's weird because YouTube used to be like that. There used to be you could go to another YouTuber and have a conversation. And nowadays, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. It used to be like, oh, you disagree, let's have a conversation. But it's not. It's become, oh my God, he doesn't agree with everything I said, downvote, I'm going to find someone that does agree with everyone I said. And it's kind of fucking a little sad and depressing sometimes, especially TNA definitely takes the cake. They're like, review the show, review the show, review the show. How dare you didn't think every segment was amazing. Like, oh, I'm reviewing the show, pal. I'm reviewing the show. Anyway, it's great to have you back, Player Dies. And thank you all for the live comments. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go hang out with the wife and kids now. Check out cocosports.net as we try to improve it little by little. And like, comment, subscribe as we try to do at least one video a day and try to expand some more. All right, with that, I am over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum,